In today's video, I want to talk about why the core exercises and the routine that you're following now isn't working for your back pain relief. In fact, what you're doing could actually be making your pain worse. I'm actually going to be covering 3 specific reasons of why that is. But before we even jump in, if you want to take your core training and apply it to your sensitive low back, whether it be a herniated disc, bulging disc, or even post-surgery, you're trying to recover and you want to do it smart, you want to do it safe, I've got a free guide for you can grab. You can go to fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint. I'm gonna walk through exercises, I'm gonna walk through sets, reps, how to apply them to your workouts, when is the best time to do it and when is the worst time. fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint. The first, and in my opinion, #1 reason why core training is not beneficial for you right now is because your internal pain alarm system is too jacked up. The way I teach this to students that I work with one-on-one is we have an internal pain alarm system, very similar to like a car alarm system. Back in the day, you could adjust the sensitivity of that car alarm to make it super sensitive to where if a leaf dropped on your hood in the middle of the night, well, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna wake the whole neighborhood up. You, when it comes to pain, when it comes to your history of chronic pain, you have that same type of alarm system going on. And what happens is you become so dialed up that a lot of what you're doing in the gym isn't really helping. It's not that it's a bad thing. What matters is your sensitivity is too high for you to be applying the core exercises that you're picking. Now, there's really 2 ways of addressing this. One is you find some kind of back door to the exercise that you're doing. How can you do it in a way where your body responds positively to whatever stimulus, aka core training exercise, that you're picking? The second big thing you have to do is learn how to desensitize your pain system. This is not done through core training. It is not done through planks and bird dogs and squats and push-ups. No, there is a process to desensitize your pain system. And before you can actually apply exercise to a painful system, you've got to understand that concept and put it into motion. Second major reason why your core training really isn't working for you right now is because you're focusing too much on strength. It's a myth where the stronger your core is, the less pain you'll have. Look at the majority of bodybuilders or people who are CrossFit athletes or people from who if you saw them from the outside looking in, you'd be like, wow, look at that 6-pack. Their abs or their core must be super strong. They probably don't have pain. And that's just not the case. Stronger core does not necessarily mean pain-free low back. Now, there is an approach to core training that I kind of promote. I say the best way to approach core training when it comes to a sensitive low back or post-surgery is focusing on 3 very specific things: stability, endurance, and coordination. Now, you probably understand what most of these are: stability, endurance, but the coordination aspect, not a lot of people understand or kind of pay much mind to. And this is your ability to be able to brace the abs, right? Protect your spine during movement, during an exercise. But knowing how to tune and to coordinate your brace with your breathing, with movement. Oftentimes people with sensitivities in their low back, they have this default pattern of clamping down their low back where their back becomes their core. They use their back to stabilize themselves before they use their hips to, or their trunk to, the front of their body. So what you have to learn is to, okay, what is the essentials of movement? How can I just break myself down to a point of just the basics of fundamental movement patterns that I should be able to do subconsciously? And then what are the default patterns, things that you're just automatically doing almost subconsciously now that you are in pain? That doesn't seem right. If you feel like your back is always contracting, your back is always tight in the gym during exercises, it's the coordination of retraining your core to be able to do it in a way where you can have a pain-free experience. Third and final reason your core exercises and program is not helping your sensitive back situation is that you're looking at core training from an exercise perspective and not from a pain perspective. And you're probably like, that is dumb. What do you mean by that? Looking at exercise from an exercise perspective, you're talking about reps and sets and kind of like chasing numbers and making sure that your workout next week is harder than one you did this week. And if you were able to do one this week for a certain amount of reps, and you should push the envelope the following week. And you kind of follow this exercise type of approach to what you're doing, which is fine if you're not in pain, you're trying to build muscle or whatever your goals might be. But when you have a painful system, you have to approach everything from a pain perspective. As in, we're not just gonna increase the reps or increase the sets because you've accomplished them well the week prior. We have to listen to your body. You might go into the gym and you might have been doing 3 sets of 8 for the past 2 to 3 weeks, but for whatever reason, you go into this on the 4th week and you can barely get 2 sets done of 6 reps. But you're strong enough to do more, so you should just push through it, right? You should just kind of blow through that. You've been doing 3 sets of 10 for the past 3 weeks. The 4th week is no different. I'm good, let's just go through it. It's just a bad day. No, that is one great, perfect example of why people backslide. They kind of fall back onto old default patterns of pain cycling, and they put themselves back in a position where now they are experiencing pain. Not that they're starting over, not that they've lost all the strength that they've gained, but from a pain perspective, they're not approaching the core exercises and the routine that they're following correctly. At the end of the day, there's not a good and bad set of exercise when it comes to core training. What you have to understand is that your body and your symptoms is very unique to you. So what I can apply to Mary, I cannot necessarily apply to Joe. Even though they both have herniated discs, their symptoms might be very different. And that's the reality of pain. So if you are confused, if you're like, I don't know, like I try this, I try that, I'm not sure what to do, leave a comment below this video. Let me know what your situation is like, what you're struggling with. Leave a question below and I'm happy to dive into that with you. Maybe even get on a call and say, hey, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should not be doing, and we can get you out of this slump that you're in. You do not have to be living in chronic pain. If you've been in pain for 6 months or more, or years and years and years, that's not your fault. You gotta understand that you just have not been given the right plan. Freedom from chronic pain is very much available. It is within your reach. You have to just make right decisions, make the right investments of time and energy to see the results that you want to see. Don't forget to grab that free guide, fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint. It is yours free. I'll walk you through every element of core training and back pain right from your desktop. fitnessforbackpain.com/core blueprint.